For a continent so proud of their dragons, there certainly aren't many around. Mizani is the perfect place for them to reside, as both the Northlands and the Southlands float just above the seas. Colder dragons tend to the north along the sharp Eterjord mountain range. Some seek refuge in the harsh conditions of the Helvete Flats in the east, and few still call the tunneled Svigen Cliffs in the west home. But they are still few and far between. Covered in greenery and vegetation, Brainar is the primary land for most Mizanians, with its capital city of the same name in the southeast corner under the rule of the Timeless Administration. Most larger cities and towns grew close to the Udar greenwoods, stretching across the center of the land with tall aspen and pine trees, creating homes for many animals as well as people. Fey women, we've yet to figure out how we want to say that, for example, has many dwarven, halfling, and Qatari individuals, making memories along the thick branches of wondrously immense oak trees. Magic seems to be deep in the roots of the Mizani lands, both good and mysterious. Some may see a faint, slowly moving land in the waters. Fear not, that is rumored to be Pyleus, a large floating mass of nomadic fungal. On the dark sands of the southeastmost island is Solvagance. Is that Solvagance Verge, a place not many have visited due to the folklore surrounding it about its connections to the afterlife. The Northlands, called Eterjord, are cold and unforgiving, yet crackle with a feeling of ether, or magical potential, in the air. It has become a hub for those seeking research into a newly emerging kind of magic that involves mixing various magical materials that adventuring researchers find within the land. Osrin, a town that has grown on the side of a large curving cliff face, is a hub for travelers and researchers who are journeying towards the Eterjord Mountains from the Southernlands. Eterjord, the capital city, run under the Isfiel Council, comprised of Raylis Merdesh, Elder Iloxian, Willie Icebeard, Quinzin Thero, and Rhodia Nosk, is set on the most southeast point of the Northlands to allow for easy trade with our slightly warmer Sutherlands, Brainar. But I digress. There will be plenty to see in this upcoming tale that we're about to take you on Mizani. Or is there? Marcel, what memory would your character think of as the arrow in your head drips blood down your cheek, down past your eye, and starts mixing with the tear that collects underneath your chin?
I think there's initially fear, but I think Søren has been in a situation like this before, and although he was very fearful last time, I think experience with that drives him towards hope. There's pain and suffering, but I think he is struggling wherever he is to push back and get up or seek help. Okay. Surely somebody is around to help him.
I'll say, if you're specifically, before we get to a memory, if you're specifically trying to look around before a memory
I mean, I guess
in,
the memory that would be flickering in would be Varric coming through the ash and smoke of a burning house.
Okay.
And as the blood mixes in, that becomes the smoke. The blurred vision is the blood and salt and the salinity caking
seeps
his
into
eye.
your eye, and as it seeps in, like you said, your vision kind of blurs, and you almost blink trying to get it out of your eyes, and you see that smoke start to kind of fade into your sight as you're. Do you think you'd be like under a large house piece? Where would Varric have found you?
I would have been under. The house had a middle frame, splintered under some corruption, and the beam that held the majority of the house up has fallen, shattered, and the middle spire is now leaning over my whole right half, or left half, sorry, burning, and it's just searing, and I'm under that. As the flames lap at my face, I see this humanoid, white-maned
Large
form.
mane, bright blue eyes. Sort of, you kind of see a silhouette first, as it kind of, like he seems to like bat open a door, backlit into this silhouette of this large white-maned individual as he comes into your view. And almost like, you know, there's like moms who have lifted like heavy cars when their kids stuck inside, sort of thing. Finds the piece like between the flames. You kind of, as you're there, you start to see like the fur on his hands start getting like singed as he just lifts up this piece in like a rah! type sound releases from him as lifts this up and plops it down to your side next to you. What do you do once this thing is off you?
Once it is off of me, I think in that moment specifically, there's certainly a rush of relief and awe at this being who I don't believe I've met before rescuing me. But I think I'm still screaming for my family, and specifically I'm screaming the name of my brother out into the air. I'm screaming out Morgan.
So you're screaming Morgan, you're screaming for your parents.
And I'm even looking to this person. I'm like, Morgan! Morgan!
I'll say this individual turns, sees how badly you were injured, and lets out a paw to reach over towards you and kind of grasp your hand to help you up, clasps your shoulder, pulls you up, puts you over his thing, keeps going. He turns to you as he is pulling you out, taking the same path he took in. At some point, even just going through, you pass the doors of your family members, of which you see one of the doors is completely broken in half. You see another one has another pillar through it and in flames. You walk past the same door that was your brother's room, and you see it closed door, but the flickering underneath the slit at the bottom says there's flame on the other side. As he carries you through, and he's coughing before another part of the house falls down and covers, as he takes you another route and starts walking you out.
And I think I would be kicking ever so slightly as my mom and my dad kind of kick into my mind as well as we're moving. But I would also imagine that the immense pain that I'm in, I probably won't stay awake for very long. Mm-hmm. And especially if I'm struggling, trying to get this person who I absolutely appreciate their help, I think I probably would not linger in consciousness for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. I'll say he pulls you out to the outside. You get the first like whiff of fresh air, smoke out of your lungs finally, but it's enough to almost reset yourself as you feel yourself get lightheaded, and he sees this and he kind of sets you down outside of it. And he puts a hand on your chest, kind of takes your vitals, feels your heart, etc. And he goes, "I'm so sorry,
Morgan. My parents.
There was no one alive.
I'm probably looking
Just
around,
you.
as I'd imagine other buildings are currently burning right now.
You look around, there's definitely a couple other ones engulfed and falling around you.
What did this?
I'll tell you later, you need to rest. And he pats your chest as your eyes start to close and you slip from consciousness. As you blink and come back to this current point of which you continue slipping from consciousness as you take your last breath. Griffin.
That was a really, really cool character dub.
Yeah. Shit, why did I put money on you? You knew.
Griffin.
Uh-huh.
That was
What just happened?
I think our friend just
Ask me for my bet, Griffin.
No, take your bet.
We got a TPK already.
What?
We got a TPK already.
So, quickly checks backstory.
Griffin.
Yeah.
As you, I'll say, lay on the ground with an arrow in your neck, trying to breathe and talk, what is the memory that would come to your character?
I think no matter how much he doesn't want it to be, the first memory that comes back is the sound of the snapping of a neck. Snapping of a neck he's familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And the slumping of a body hitting the floor.
Yes. Again,
as he just stands there, panics, the same panic that he's feeling right now. And yeah.
your much younger eyes blinking, trying to make sense of an early morning situation as you kind of run down a hallway over to a balcony looking over a large section of your home. And you see these flickering sort of flames of the fireplace, which usually goes to keep your house warm. As you look and view over the balcony, specifically 3 shapes. Before this, you had jumped out of bed, heard various weird, uncertain sounds in your house, of which are not normal. And you run down this hallway after yelling for your parents to see those 3 beings. One, I'll say, already slumped on the ground. You see an arrow sticking out of one of them. Another, what is it, glinting? Is that a word? Glinting, shiny armor as he turns, this beast with big horns. And broad build turns, and you look and see your uncle standing there with his large horns as well. Trying to, no, you hear begging for life, begging for safety for the family, all that. What do you do at that point?
I just run.
Where do you run?
Away. I think he's blindly running. Like, he doesn't really know where he's going, but he just knows he needs to get out.
Okay.
Away.
Run down this little balcony, down the stairs, still in this room, but down to that first floor towards the exit that you know. As you're running, you hear, no! And you hear, and then to the ground. Do you keep running?
In his mind, it's almost like time stops and something cracks within him, and he keeps going.
Keeps going. All right. You keep running. Behind you, you hear as you avoid something left in your house next to 2 bodies, at least 2 that you know of. As you run into this forest ahead of you, it's dark in the night, and it gets darker into the forest. Your eyes sort of come back to this current spot as you look towards this light in front of you in this room that you're in, and that darkness continues as you slowly take your last breath. And your head sits back.
I got a bad feeling about this.
You're fine.
I don't want to go.
I'm so scared.
Y'all are ready for this.
Why we all got
This is what happens when you make me the DM.
Wait a minute, I don't remember dying.
Well, tomorrow.
Built that into the backstory.
Yeah, you guys haven't built that in the backstory. Ben.
Yeah.
That sounds going to be awful. My nails on my laptop. ASMR. Ben, as your character, has an arrow, we'll say 2 in the back in 2 different locations, and 1 right in the front.
My soft spots. Oh dear.
You feel these sink into your skin, and you kind of take a step back and hit your back against a wall and slide down into a sitting position.
Just press it
You
a
hear
bit
the-
further.
You
Owie.
hear the snap of the two in the back behind you. What is the memory that your character would come
It's
to?
not a good sound. That snap probably kind of echoes in my head a similar sound to this kind of unleashing power in myself, seeing the roar of flames light up my dark cavern, feeling the anger snap in my brain as I unleashed everything I had into the silhouettes.
You hear a rock out of the way of probably maybe the essentially front door of where you would have lived. And like you said, the silhouettes start. You hear a whole almost fleet of them as they enter through this tunnel, torches in hand. You see that flickering of light as they turn, and a couple of them bring the torches front. As you see this one individual, again, the flames from the torches kind of lighting off of what seems like metallic material as one of them walks in. What do you think they would have initially walked into in this front entrance of your original abode?
I remember it like it was yesterday. My people were sitting around, hands linked, sharing our nightly song. Our people are a hive of sorts. They're mycelia interweaving. We make sure to synchronize every night to make sure that the hive is happy and healthy.
Sitting there.
We were
holding
simply
hands.
peaceful folk.
Sitting there holding hands. I'm sure, houses built into the rock walls and various moss and other fungal type beings moving around. The prominent, probably midsection, would be where you guys congregate and do your synchronizing. And one walks in and looks down at what looks to be a wooden almost clipboard with some parchment on it. Looks around. Torch it. And turns and walks away. As you see other beings walking in with their torches in hand, as you see little fungal get up and start to run towards the back. As you hear,
They were just sprouts.
as flames start to flicker up the sides of your homes and various abodes. What do you do then as flames start to take? You hear like a hive sort of vibrating sound across all of your minds.
The screaming was a cacophony. It was hard to think. I looked towards our elder, but he was already engulfed in the flames. That's when I heard the snap. And this energy just poured out of me. Everything went dark.
Just like that. Everything still translates as your eyes currently go dark. And you take your last breath, feeling a disconnect from a hive that you didn't expect to feel for a long time.
Guys, I think there's a theme.
Surprise, you're good.
I'm waiting for that. I'm genuinely waiting for that. It's such a beautiful day right now. The sun's shining, the flowers are swaying.
Girls Campaign.
Hey!
Y'all.
Wow!
Welcome to the
wait,
campaign
there's
in
more.
the campaign.
Layers.
Like an onion.
I was gonna say, what if I prefer parfait?
That's fair.
Understand.
And Mai. As you will say, stand for a sec.
Just enjoying a parfait in the corner. Having a great day. Watching all this shit go down. I'm
Yeah,
like, wow,
sir.
that's fucked up.
One arrow just through your parfait.
Back to the memory, but I just lost my parfait.
We'll say as you just get a single arrow through the heart
Just a half.
and
It's
stumble.
Not much to hit.
Do it right for the good spot.
Please have big hearts, okay? Not that impressive.
It's a genetic disorder.
As it sinks through your heart, you feel your air for a sec as you take this in. What is the memory that your character receives?
So, as the warmth of just life starts to leave, I start remembering how cold it was back in the mountains with my nomadic tribe. I go back to the last time I saw all of my family before I had to leave. I remember people shouting witch as I'm running away from them, and how I am clutching onto my dear mittens that my grandmother Marilyn just gave me, and imagining what will happen to my other grandma Haju, knowing that she is also carries magic.
You run.
I
Keep running.
all the while I can hear in my head two voices, one saying they don't know better, and the other one saying, burn them. Burn them all. And all I
Hear
can
that?
think is, I need to be warm. Because I can feel, though I don't have much feeling in my fingers, because they're already dead from frostbite, I can feel it also starting to spread to my face.
You hear that fluttering. Kill them! Burn them! Keep running! Next to you, keeping up with you as you run, you hear a skip of another rock being thrown towards you. And if you take a look back for a second, you see your two cousins kind of God is laughing as you are running from this situation. And do you keep running? Do you try to find some place to go?
I take this last moment to finally give them what they deserve and throw one of the only magic spells that I know beautifully and just burn them. I throw a massive flame towards them, not even looking. All I hear is screaming, not knowing whether I hit them or not, and I feel no remorse.
Behind you, as you hear various cries of the people of your town running.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Put the glasses on again.
Throw the mittens on.
It's toasty.
As you keep walking, and I'll say that amount of magic being so new, you hear from both of your ears, great job. We're so proud of you. Keep running. As one of your first bouts of magic takes a lot of energy out of you, and you kind of stumble for a second and feel dizzy. Your eyes blink, and as you blink, they kind of come back to where you currently are. As you start to feel your eyes slow before your knees hit the ground, and your eyes permanently shut as you hit the ground fully.
Well,
Later.
Good session, everybody.
Good campaign. Really. We tried.
New record.
I thought we'd do better. The good people, they died quicker, right? So we won, right?
I was gonna say they died in a much worse fashion. Just they went and had some bad seafood.
their parents,
Wow.
their
They
parents
got
were
gas station.
disappointed in them.
Yeah.
Shellfish allergy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they didn't.
I got an F on my
nuts.
test.
Nut allergies are still in this world.
Thought we were allowed to live out our fantasy.
Now you leveled down. No.
Oh my gosh.
How does level
Raise
0
the
work
one.
in this?
And now next session you shall do magical taxes. Get it wrong and the deductions equal torture.
Oh, God.
Deductions of fingers. Da, 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 da. Oh god, not
I know.
Not enough. That's awesome. But Yeah, you're great at that trick.
Is that how TurboTax does it? I'll make your taxes disappear.
Just happens to include your fingers.
I thought this is magic, not mafia.
It's a werewolf. Werewolf. Open your eyes. Speaking of, your eyes all drearily open to the view of morning sun rays clipping
Not dead.
through the thin, tattered curtains of your room. The smell of puddles and smoke from fires roaring in the bellies of nearby corporate buildings wafts up the stairs and under the small cracks at the bottom of your doors as your ears begin to process the sound of carriages and busy city dwellers moving through the streets. What would you like to do?
Look around and go, guys, what the hell happened?
I'll clarify. You're in a single room. What looks like a tavern room. I keep saying that again.
Yeah.
Cat cam.
You look around for a sec and you notice you're in your own sort of tavern room. Like an inn and tavern sort of thing that you could rent out. And you look, there's plain wooden floors, plain wooden walls, that tattered curtain, and a singular window. You have a little desk and a chair and your own sort of bed that is also kind of tattered. You guys have a goal for the day, as today is the date that was specifically mentioned in a certain letter you guys got to meet up.
What city we're in?
If you look outside, you recognize the cityscape of what looks like Eterjord.
I think.
The letter did say Eterjord.
Yeah, this is on me.
Go ahead.
I would like to start.
Is this the first day that I've been here?
I'll say so. Like, you have maybe gotten in like last night late, you got a room, and then probably gone to rest. So you would have gotten in like later in the day before.
I think I would probably excitedly woken up, look over at my buddy Søren.
You look, there's like a single pillow you toss on the floor
Yeah,
before you went to bed.
two pillows, right? Two
Yeah.
mini pillows. And yeah, I think I wake up, I'm all excited for him. I think it's almost like, getting home from work and seeing a golden retriever. Like, I'm just happy that he's there.
It just kind of like lifts up one head and looks at you,
Yeah.
and then the other just.
Yeah, and I'll describe Søren real quick for y'all.
Yes, if you want to describe your
Yeah.
character for us.
I'm happy to do that as well. More than happy to do that.
And while you do that, I'll prep the art to send in your channel.
Sure.
waiting so long.
Yeah, so I'll start with Søren. So you see a two-headed quadrupedal creature. One of the heads is very goofy looking. Has these like big, bubbly eyes, and is like
Another
just
animal
living on life. And that one's name is Scald. And then the other one's name is Yarn. And Yarn is a little smaller eyes, has a metal jaw, and like some healthy scar growth. And they have these feathered manes on them. They go down and trail down into a body that has claws at the front and then hooves in the back, with a tail with some feathers and spikes. Hey
Fully
there, bud.
is your being right
Yeah,
there.
I
right
love
next
this.
to you. That's where we should put the bed, is right there for your character.
Honestly, yeah.
So what is your character?
And then
look
Søren,
like?
yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, so Søren, you see,
It's almost like that was planned. We're that
is
good.
a
Little paw shoulder.
She's just going, it's okay, I know you guys just died.
yeah, I needed that. I needed
End
that
of the
in my
campaign, I look at you guys and say, and you wake up. No.
But you see Søren, he's an orc with a yellow or an orange complexion, one tusk on in his jaw. You see on the left side of his face is a leather metallic patch that takes up a lot of his cheek. Moving up from there, there's this white painted wooden plate where his hair would be that kind of meshes with actual natural hair that kind of coalesces into a bun in the back. You see standard kind of clothes, a dark blue cape. He wakes up, gets out of bed, and puts some blacksmithing tools on a belt that he owns, wraps it around him, clips a blade onto his arm, which is half metal, and sweeps it back into a passive position, and gets ready for the day, puts on his shoes. Søren, are you ready to see Uncle Varric?
It turns and You see, he gets excited as it stands up, and you hear like the clank, and it kind of has a bit of a like slow movement at first, like the joints are getting back to it, because Søren also has like some metal parts. And it's like you wake up and you're a little sore in the morning, just kind of gets up and trots around the room, looks kind of out the window, both chins on the windowsill for a sec as it like looks out, and a little frost. And if you guys look in your channel, I threw the art in there.
It's great.
Oh, no.
Oh shit. Oh
Um,
shit, it's coming across the screen now.
Yeah, look at the screen now, somewhere.
He's so
Put it.
cool looking.
I appreciate that.
The blade is on a heat of a duty.
It is cool. But yeah, I think I'm getting excited. I think we have just enough time to go see Uncle Varric. Our schedule is quite tight. This letter seemed quite intense, but I think we can. I think we can make time for it, just this once.
He kind of does a nod with both heads. They kind of different, different times do a quick nod, and then trot over towards like the door, knowing this is the way out.
And I will follow him excitedly, hood myself, and go over to Varric's workshop.
Okay, well, we'll start out real quick. As you exit the room, you open up into what looks like a longer hallway that has a long carpet on the bottom, classic sort of design of a rug. And it leads down a couple stairs into what seems like a bustling, kind of rough around the edges tavern at the very beginning of, the morning breakfast rush. So, as well as the smoke that you smell from the various buildings nearby, again with that sort of fire that is running the buildings, you smell various like meats, and some meads are already being poured for the right person.
I think we both stop, and I'm like, well, perhaps just a bit of a bite before we leave, Søren. I'm sure you can muster some as well.
Both heads kind of look up at Artie, are like drooling.
Yes.
They get the thought of like sausages in the morning.
Are we at ye old meat barrel?
It is now.
I didn't realize this had a continental breakfast. Is it included?
You go down and you see it's a normal sort of bar with a bunch of different patrons. Some people are handing over coin. You don't know if they stayed there last night though. You see this one long bar at the front with a Inferus, if I'm remembering the correct names for Daggerheart, with the demon devil sort of descendant. A tall Inferus, red-skinned lady is doing the average tavern barkeep thing of, scrubbing the bar, because they all do that continuously. And is standing there, just continuing the morning. What do you do as you enter this tavern area?
I'm gonna wave for Søren to get behind me.
Kind of trots
Yeah.
behind you.
Hello, I just stayed at your humble inn. I was wondering if I could procure some breakfast real quick. Is that included with the room?
You did stay here last night. You guys get a discount, I'll say.
Discount? It's not included.
No.
Well,
We've got anything you can really think of.
wonderful. Well, I'll have 4 sausage links.
Right.
And then perhaps eggs are good this time of year, I trust. There's no
They're fine. Fairly old.
tariffs that are causing them to be more expensive.
Yeah.
I haven't been here in a little while. There's been no crazy changes in government recently, has there?
Well, we just aged this.
Yeah, really. Now you
I was
guys
gonna
know
say-
when this is being recorded.
It's a deep cut, but it's really not. It's a very big problem.
I'll take some eggs and toast.
Sounds good to me. Something for him?
The sausage links are
Them?
for this one, yes.
Eggs just for you.
Eggs and toast, but if you have it.
I can do toast.
Oh, wonderful. I'll take it. Oh, yes.
All right. Turns around, starts putting the order in, working on other stuff. We'll say as we move to the next person who would like to go.
I think what I'm gonna do is I wake up, kind of lean forward. Hair is like all over the place.
Little tangled in your horns there. gotta untwist.
Yeah, so he kind of like goes to the pail of water that's in the corner, splashes water across his face, kind of shakes his head off, ears kind of flop to the side too, as he starts to put on his armors and grabs his very fine pointed dagger, sits it into his dagger, and kind of sits it into his holster, as well as prepares the hidden other one that he carries around as well, just to weld a few, just in case.
All right, sheath your daggers. Do you have any other descriptor you want to give of your character?
Yeah. So, as he kind of starts getting ready, the long kind of hello, thank you for right in the moment of this.
I'm here.
So there's
your character, please.
the long pulled back white hair as he ties quickly into an easy bun to not get into his face, and also to keep it behind his head and out of the way of his kind of long horns that droop down his neck. Kind of flopped out ears that are sitting over them as he kind of flicks the deep blue hood up above his head. Kind of his leather scrapped armor is very well kept. There is very little dust, although it is well used. Thank you so much, Lily.
You're doing a great job.
Then there's the very teal string belt that he has tied around his waist with his pack next to him as he slides on his bracers and pulls up his leggings over his hooves.
Right. When you go to your channel, I'll
Yeah.
throw the art in
Hooves.
there.
What?
Boom, sounds like,
Yeah.
hold on.
He is a fawn.
Mhm.
As he kind of gets up, kind of rubs the sleep from his eyes and heads downstairs and gets a lay of what's going on.
You open up your door and it is the same hallway, long with a rug on the bottom. You're probably maybe at the far end, so you have a bit of ways down the hall. But you can also sense and hear the commotion down the stairs that leads into the tavern area.
Yeah, he feels the rumble in his stomach of probably not having eaten in over 24 hours at this point, and goes downstairs, looks around, gets an immediate lay of what's going on, feels in his pockets to kind of count how much money he has. Well, this will be something, kind of says to himself in his head. And he heads to kind of where this food line, I guess, is beginning.
Yeah, it's a plenty long bar. There's a couple different open seats, and there's various tables that have kind of been filled with, the hardy and rough-looking dwarf who's still got like soot from various blacksmithing work the night before that he's up late for and has just not slept through the night because he was here drinking. An elvish person in the corner who seems, sort of mysterious as well. Very, hood on, etc. Just general group of people. You see, a couple other satyrs. Just as you look around, plenty of patronage that are what seem like normal people, and you see the same in Ferris up at the bar now, turning around, I'll say, and plopping a plate of eggs and toast in front of you, and walks around the bar to place what looks like a bowl of cut up sausages on the ground.
Now, Yarn, make sure you share with Scald now. Don't eat all the food over there.
You see one of them already look up and is like.
I don't think
Or the other one slowly sneaks in and grabs a couple.
he's sneaking in, but he's also absolutely playing with his food. Like, Scald is so goofy. Like, I think he puts probably 2 sausages, little bits in his fangs. There's yeah, just stupid things like that. But Yarn is very serious. He's he means business.
He looks at, you see the one with the 2 pieces of sausages on the fangs, and the other one's just slow turns and looks at me.
I'm picturing that one Hydra, that one goofy Hydra image.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, with the 3 heads.
You can imagine the one that's
Yeah.
and then the other one was literally the cat across the table, with the 2 women. It's just
Mhm.
yeah.
That's amazing.
As you walk up to this
Yeah.
Inferis and see her dropping these sausages off for this
All right.
animal on the ground.
What the fuck is that?
Pardon.
That, I point down to the,
That is Skarn,
and it is.
an Isophane, a rare beast, and my best friend.
And you look as it shows its
Fascinating.
face with the two fangs.
Huh. Seems like it's missing a couple tickers up there.
Oh, it functions just fine. You'd be amazed what we can accomplish together.
I'm sure.
And you maybe aren't that smart yourself, thinking that you didn't even know what it was in the first place.
Never claimed to be.
Fair point.
The Inferis goes, "Well," and puts her hands on the thing.
Give me food.
That's my job. What food do you want?
The eating kind.
We've definitely got that there.
Kind of like fumbles with a couple coins. Puts like 2 on the table.
She's like, "All right, see what I can do with that." Slides it over to her side and turns around and goes to gather some food.
You don't have a favorite meal or anything like that.
The kind that gets me to the next day is the one I like.
It's an awful shame. Food's one of life's greatest pleasures.
Agree to disagree.
Kind of look over at Skarn like,
Skarn like bits of food from their mouth. Both of them go. "Mm." As we'll go to the next room of you two.
Yeah.
Take away
Yeah, so I'm a rather kind of large orbis-shaped mushroom man with a large, kind of wide-brimmed cap on my head. Because of the cap, it's kind of hard to lay down, so he often just kind of like curls into a kind of ball, kind of in a meditative pose on his bed. He wears these kind of like priestly robes that are kind of like wrapped around, so that it's like if you watch him sleep, there's just this tiny trickle of spores that kind of congregate in his jacket as he wakes up and kind of pats himself off. There's kind of like a little spread of spores. Does a big
More sport.
what a beautiful morning. He's going to kind of like open up and pluck out this little mushroom, which he's going to kind of hold down under the bed. He goes, "Come here, little buddy." He's hoping that there's a little mouse or rat that lives in this place, as he can speak to animals and other things.
I'll say. So you hold down this thing,
A little morsel.
and you hear. It's getting a little closer as you wait a sec before you see a little nose peek out under your bed and little like whiskers, kind of like.
Hello, little friend. I don't bite. Here, take this. Take this little morsel.
Slowly like steps up one at a time and looks and sniffs. Looks up at you for a sec.
Yeah, he stares up at like it's almost like a faceless mannequin, just like a ball on the end of a neck that just kind of leers down. This kind of, these, like the spores kind of rest down as like it kind of forms the connection between them. As he goes, "Tell me, little friend, are there any scary bumps in the night?"
It kind of thinks for a sec.
So I do actually have a roll on this.
Okay, what is
Yeah,
your
first roll. It's like
what is
I've
your-
got to think all nature's tongue. I got to make a 12 on the instinct.
Okay. Is that
And-
to get an answer from it?
Get an answer,
Okay.
yes.
First roll.
Let's screw it up, man. Let's screw it up.
That's a good roll. That's a 17 with
Okay.
hope.
Oh.
I like a good hope. Yep. Yeah. So
Alright.
he should answer my question.
Okay. He goes, "Oh God, mouse voice."
Non-specific mouse character.
Oh no! Cover it!
Yeah. Steamboat Willie's fine now. It's
That's
public
true.
domain.
Public use. Public
I just
use.
got to whistle. Whistle your answer.
I don't know the rules, dogs.
No.
It was really bad. Kiss out picks up.
Kind of looks at you for a sec. He goes,
No real bumps in the night. Some interesting people coming in, but Nah, nothing crazy. There's just the usual city shit.
I appreciate it.
The city mouse.
It's a city
I think in
mouse.
New York.
Could you imagine a forklift?
I think I might have bumped a cat. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Yeah, gonna like feed it the little mushroom morsel. Be like, there's more of this tomorrow if you keep me informed.
Like,
Tell your friends too.
in his mouth, he's got the little like mushroom piece. He's like, "You got it, boys!" A little hand goes out,
He's a little
turns around, and
plastic
rushes out.
Best thing ever.
Yes, I'm gonna get some momentum. Kind of roll up out of bed, spring to my feet.
You guys in the tavern here.
Oh my god.
I just imagine walking around like Baymax, just
Yes, it is very
Speaking
Baymax
of-
oriented.
I'll throw this in the channel now if you guys want to see.
show me. I have no phone. I don't go upstairs.
Oh my
Good boy.
He's so cute.
I love it.
He's beautiful.
I didn't know what to expect.
You guys are seeing it on your screen
Wow.
somewhere.
Yeah.
The voice
The
makes sense.
Yeah.
The cane.
Yes,
You look
I'm going
and
to
it's-
grab.
It's
my-
a shovel.
Yes.
Oh.
Listen, hey, listen. You don't have to have a shovel. Anyway, it's a it's a cane. Yeah. It's with a
It's a
nice
cane.
wide
It's a cane.
bottom to it.
It's a stool.
Yes, I'm going to lug on my kind of like it's a wooden box that kind of opens up with all sorts of vials and various bits. I just kind of close it up from the nightstand, pop it on my back, grab my cane.
Apothecary cabinet on your back.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm going to stroll out to find some victuals.
You stroll out of your room and you see that same hallway, same rug, and hear the same commotion down at the end. Specifically, I mean, you hear the clinking of tankards, you hear discussion at what seems to be a bar that you start to see as you approach. You see a creature running around with two heads, eating sausages and looking up at different patrons going, with fangs with sausages on there.
Søren, get back here.
He turns around and this dwarf's like trying to put pieces on their fang, like it's not working. He's got like short little teeth.
I think I'm just looking over at the other guy doing that and just like,
As you come down, see that same bar area, different tables, and this red-skinned Inferis walking around. Now turning with what seems like a couple pieces of toast and like a
Don't worry
muffin
about it.
on a plate as it sits in front of you. And she goes, "You're gonna need this too," and takes out a thing of coffee and sits in front of you.
I just grunt.
I go and pick an empty
You're really
table.
gonna need that. Just puts it down.
Yeah, I go and pick out an empty table and sit somewhere.
Go sit at a table.
I'm absolutely enticed by your puppy. Oh, what a good little dog. Yes. I'm gonna try to reach to scratch its head. Is your dog friendly?
One head looks up and is like, with the sausages.
the goofy one, if you want to pet him, go for it. The other one might bite you.
The other one like,
Yes, I'm gonna.
I was just like,
gonna reach over and kind of pat it on the head, just like a little dusting of spores.
I love it.
Hello, sweet friend. Are you having a good day?
and the sausages still.
I am now able to communicate. Can actually like understand me. Like,
Sure.
I can talk to.
Does it stay up or do you roll again?
If I want an answer, I roll. But I'm
Okay.
just talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could demand an answer of, are you having a good day? Are you?
Do you like your owner?
I just imagine Scar being like,
yeah, I think he's definitely taken aback by that.
Yeah.
the
Hearing
other one's just like, this is
actual
so good.
understood language in its brain is like the sausages kind of slip lower on the fangs.
Are you alright, Star?
The other one,
Yeah.
Imagine just the slump.
Yes.
what do you call yourself? That's gonna be my question.
Okay.
Does it have a name that's different? Also, I'm asking your dog what its name is. I'm not asking you.
Are you
you-
looking for an answer?
Are you... What are you doing? What is going on
Talking
here?
with your beloved pet.
You
Such a
can just
cutie.
talk to animals like that. Takes years of training.
communication is a much simpler thing than you might expect.
How did you come across such abilities?
It has taken quite a lot of wandering and searching.
Wondering, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? You seem well-traveled as I look at your apothecary chest on your back and this shovel.
Different trinkets of definitely not from the same location.
I've traveled back and forth across the island several times. Where I'm from is irrelevant now, but I've known many homes across these lands.
And what has been your favorite then?
I did have quite a good memory with my family. The land of the frog people, they really know how to... They're simple folk, but they know how to be happy.
The Ribbits, right?
Yes, the Ribbits.
It would have been in the city of Newt.
Yes, the city.
I can't
You
say
see,
I've
I
had the pleasure.
I lived kind of outside the city. It wasn't exactly in the city, you know, but Newt is close.
Skarn, is this man bothering you?
You look in there.
bothering you.
You look and they're both just back in the sausage pile.
Wonderful.
Doesn't seem bothered.
He doesn't seem bothered. You were just asking. I've never seen that before in my life. Rather odd, if you ask me.
Well, let me know if you need to communicate.
Perhaps I will.
And you hear from over your shoulder. And let me know if you need any food or anything of the sort.
I'm gonna kind of turn and I'm gonna jam like a thumb into my mouth and draw a big smile. Like, yes, it's very. I would love
That's
some morning.
horrifying.
No eyes, just.
Do you mind if I, real quick, just so it's a little less unsettling, just...
Oh, my bad.
Yes, that's much better. Oh, yes.
Yes, the name's Mortilbup. You can call me Mort. Yes.
Mortilbup. Mortilbup.
You got it.
Well, I'm Søren. Nice to meet you.
Very nice. Yes. And bartender, do you have any mead in this establishment?
I've got plenty. You look around and there's that same dwarf who's like still trying to figure out the sausage. It has like a big old thing of it that's half his size.
I would appreciate your largest mug. That'll do for mine.
I actually, maybe, how long are you staying in the city for?
All depends on what my employer demands.
Employer?
Yes, I'm meeting a man for a job here today.
Interesting. Well, where might I find you? I would like to ask you a question, and I'd have you ask it to Søren, but I'd also like to think about it a little bit before I have you do it.
I'll most likely be here tonight as well.
Very good. I appreciate it. Mortilbup. Mortilbup.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
You can just call me Mort, please.
Mort.
My
Very
friends
good.
call me Mort, yes. Mortilbup.
Noted.
That's gonna sound great on the audio.
I can't even do that.
Oh, that was good.
That's a gay thing.
Where?
And we'll move to the last room.
So, do I have the letter?
Yeah, I'll say if you think you would have brought it with you, then you can definitely have it.
Okay, because I imagine waking up and immediately going out towards the window just to see what the temperature's like.
Mm-hmm. You go out, you look towards the window. It is Eterjord, which is slightly more north than the northern land that is separate from it, but it is on the warmer side of Eterjord. Since the mountain range is up top, and it is just primarily colder through that northern half and even somewhat into the hills, so it's not like as warm and tropical as like the south of Braynar, but it's definitely warmer than the mountains. Yeah.
It's still too damn cold in here. I have to get down to the south, I swear.
I go over to I go over to the desk just to make sure I have everything, because I have to make sure that I have all my books and things. All the while I hear little flitters that are just like, go downstairs. I'm like, shut up, not yet. So,
It smells really good down there.
steal. No. So I decided to go down to the thing after I look around the room and definitely steal a
your
blanket
things.
just because it's made out of wool. And I'm like, this looks kind of warm. I could probably make a nice little robe with it.
You snag a blanket, throw it in your bag, and you.
I stole.
Good. Isn't that fun?
No.
What a rush!
We become the voices on your shoulder.
Truly.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you also you also open your door to the same hallway with the same rug and down some stairs to a tavern area with a bunch of people and a creature running around with two heads. And as you see one person walk off from the bar area with a plate to a table, you walk down into this busy area. What do you want to describe your character as you walk down the stairs? What they see?
So this small little 4'11" halfling walks down, and she is just absolutely covered, while everybody else is dressed pretty normal for the colder weather. She has got mittens, a scarf, a giant robe, and is just trying to stay warm with her nice little hat. And she walks up to the counter and goes, "Please tell me that you have soup."
We got soup,
What kind of soup?
dear. We've got chicken soup, tomato soup. Couple. What are you looking for? I can see what we got back there.
Whatever's the cheapest, and I would also like a piping hot cup of coffee.
We definitely got that.
Wonderful. I'll sit over there.
All right. She turns and goes back to the kitchen area, and I'll.
Send it. No, stop teasing.
I see you're also having a breakfast of pure liquids.
Oh my god, I love it.
I'm glad to find a fellow liquid enjoyer.
I look up and I'm just like,
What the hell's wrong with his face?
Big static smile drawn on.
That's. I'm just peering over you.
all I hear is,
What the hell is that?
Taller.
Why are you looking at him? He's a little weird. I kind of like him.
and what the hell is that? Sees thing.
Seems not. You must not be from here either. This is an Asserfane. His name is Scar.
I've seen a lot of weird things up in the mountains, but I've never seen nothing like that.
Curious. Are you from here?
I'm from the mountains. I don't really have much else. I'm from a tribe. I've never even seen half of this stuff over here. I literally walked down, and what the hell are you people?
Which mountain range?
Yes.
The Eterjord.
Etersnow is the mountain.
No, I
range.
spawned in caves under those very same mountains. What a coincidence.
I wonder.
I didn't stay there for long.
Neither did I.
And
Listen here. I lived there for way too long.
It's a good place to be from.
And not there currently.
Yes.
Depends. If you do magic, they don't quite like you up there.
Here in Ferris turns around and plops down a piping warm bowl of chicken soup, and she's like, I took a little liberty to make that a bit hotter as you look, and she's slightly flamey herself. No worries, just the cup, and she places it down.
Thank you.
are you
I
feeling
love
under
it.
the weather?
As you say that, I take off my mittens, showing off my blackened, dead fingers from frostbite. Do you have an issue?
Oh dear, those do not look good at all. Are you okay?
I then grab his meat and go, "Does this look okay?" and smash one of my pinkies.
My breakfast. Oh, yeah, that's not
Does
good.
this look okay? As you also see that I unravel my mask or my scarf, and you see that my nose is also just starting to become purple.
Is this normal for people from the mountains?
It is when you can't deal with the cold.
Does she look sick with something?
Can I make a medicine check?
Infected.
What's going on here?
Am I gonna catch
I'm gonna like
It's
move
contagious.
Scott away from you slightly,
Have you
like-
ever seen something in the cold survive when it can't keep warm? Well, that's what happens when you can't keep warm in the winter. And the entire time it's winter.
I see.
As I'm just doing this, all you hear is like thunk with each like trapping. I'm like, now excuse me, I'm gonna enjoy the soup. Take a sip.
Well, I was at the bar first, but all right, whatever you say, lady.
You hear,
Good job. Keep it up. Take his ass.
How
He's
is
a little weird.
How is the soup? I was thinking of getting something else.
It's not as good as my grandma Mary's.
That's right.
Noted. All right, perhaps something different then.
I think I would try to go to Varric's now. I don't know if that's okay.
sure.
Um,
I'll say, we'll say on your letter you have like a meeting time about halfway through the day. So if you guys wanted to do something like check out the city, you could do
I think
that.
I'd go up to you. Mortilbup, it's been a pleasure. I'll be back shortly.
Absolutely. Absolute pleasure.
Scar.
I'll see you later tonight.
Very good. We need to go.
As he
Or
turns,
nah.
finishes the one of them still looks at you and is like, okay, and tries to start moving, and the other one's finishing the bowl. It stays there. He's like,
there is like an internal conflict that you can see in the body too as they're both fighting. There's like a slight tension, and then finally it probably gives to one.
finishes and licks the bowl
When I
clean.
see,
And is like,
when I see that side resistant, go on, be a good boy, follow your papa.
turns, keeps going. So yeah.
I think a couple moments after he steps out, I'll
That's
like
adorable.
finish the last bit of my meal and go out as well.
Okay, you follow out. Do you, we'll start over here. Well, here, we'll do that. Will
Yeah,
you
no,
guys
that's totally
stay
fine.
and hang out until about halfway through the day, or do you think you would go try to see something in the city?
The soup has made my stomach upset. I have to go. I can make my own.
She goes,
Did you see that
well then.
man followed behind a new acquaintance?
When was I your acquaintance? I guess you just picked me up. Okay, let's go.
All right.
You said you were once in my cave. Might as well.
Whoa.
Oh my. Okay. You head off to Varric's. Where do you think in the city, we don't have a city map yet.
No, that's totally fine.
But where do you think that
I think on
Varric's
the, like,
location would be, and what does it look like?
I think like about halfway to the northern border of the city would be a large workshop. You see multiple garages and caravans being almost like an auto shop, but these caravans have rolled in these different just different parts. I think that his business has probably seen an influx with the state of things in Eterjord recently. And it is bustling. I'd imagine there's a lot of people coming in. There's people asking about orders. I think he has some probably newer faces that I haven't seen before working under him now as well.
All right.
Um,
You walk up. It's like a garage, would you say?
Yeah,
A building with a little bit maybe of living space next to it.
yeah.
We'll say the big sort of larger door that is essentially the garage door is open as you see him talking to an individual there. What do you think Varric would be working on?
I think right now he's probably working on a large metal contraption, and I think he's probably talking to an elf if I had to guess.
Sure.
Something that looks very elaborate, probably has a digging device on the front of it, I'd imagine. Something like that. I think he's arguing about fixing it.
No. Wrong screw. As it turns around, he goes over to a table there, pops open like a container, and you hear like the clang, sounds of moving different nuts and bolts and stuff. This one for that part there.
Varric!
He kind of adjusts his glasses for a second. He goes, "What? What are you doing?"
Søren, go say hello. I think
Oh,
Søren's probably like
please.
eager. I like go on, and
he's gonna run
leans
up.
down, gives both hands pet on both heads.
I think
Oh.
I would go up and do like a class with him. I don't think it's anything too lovey-dovey with him, but
Well, what brings you back to Eterjord?
well, I came for a job, Eric. It was time for a little change of things from Triple B. I mean, quite honest with you. And honestly, now that I'm in town, I couldn't not come and see you. I wanted to see how the shop was going.
Well, I'm honored. As he like claps his chest for a sec. He's like, yeah, well, we can give you a quick tour.
Absolutely,
It's
I'd love to
definitely-
see the new state of things.
Definitely grown since you've been here. And he's like, the bed of Søren is still there in the corner, and he points across the
He's
shop.
probably already rushing over to it.
He's like tramping around in a circle before
Looking
plop.
over at everything.
And yeah, takes you through a little walk. What do you think would be new as you walk in and look?
I think there's probably new stages of garages. I think he's probably expanded the business. I think just, with the new influx of customers, I think he's probably got some new materials, new tools and stuff. And I think I instantly began asking him about his work, how things have expanded, what's new here. But I think I would also specifically begin to ask what's going on with the alchemy research in the area.
Oh, sure.
Have you been getting a lot more customers recently?
Oh, absolutely. Especially with the research up in. I'm gonna forget the name of it. The research up in Osrin has absolutely grown. With that comes the accessibility of things, and we're definitely closer to a lot of Brainar, so people from the capital down there find their way this way, don't want to go all the way up to the mountains, so they stop here, and there's different things being pulled out of the lands every day.
Different things, Varric. Two more questions on that real quick.
Sure.
I'm a curious person. Have the veins that I wrote to you about, have they found any of that? And these people from Brainar, are they located in one spot especially? I would say I made some fond connections through Triple B thanks to you and your help, but not all of them were pleasant necessarily.
Well, sorry to hear that.
It's alright.
Are you talking about where they originally come from in Brainar, or where they go
in
here?
Eterjord, are they staying in a location specifically anywhere in the city that they like to congregate?
Not that I can. I mean, many of them visit the newer alchemical building down towards the center of
I
the
see
town.
that while I'm walking in town.
I'll say, you guys. I'll say there would have been like you could have cut through the center of the town to take a direct path, or you could, if you guys were in like the very eastern corner or something like that, you could have taken a scenic around. Do you think you would have cut through the center, or would you have gone around?
I would have liked to see it, but I don't know. If it seems like it's restricted or anything, I definitely wouldn't have gone near it.
I'll say, yeah, so I'll say this larger building than you remember previously.
Yeah.
It is definitely nicer, larger, seems to have more people kind of coming in and out. It doesn't seem to be super fenced off or anything like that, but you see various people with packs and nicer attire kind of walking in. You see, guessing they're going to their jobs. And you can pass and go right to Varric.
Yeah.
But it's bustling, and one of the the smells, like I said, of the burning sort of furnaces in various corporate buildings you sense here as you get closer and have that smell sort of hit you before you keep going.
Any notes on the veins? We're digging and finding things.
Yes, none of the veins yet have come through my specific lab.
Probably too loud about that.
Oh, yes, sure. He takes you and turns you into a side room. Scar just kind of like looks and like peers, but stays there on the bed. And goes into his little like office area, just a simple desk, papers, chairs. He goes, none have come through my shop. I do keep my eyes and ears open for anything like that coming through. But nothing of that sort. There's various crystals, and some have found, liquids of healing measures, surprisingly, yes. But none of that.
Well, Varric, genuinely, I wanted to stop by also again and thank you for the years of mentorship as well.
Of
It
course.
Wonders for me down in Triple B. I feel quite capable now.
That's great. Happy to hear that. And he gives you like a big,
Yeah.
furry, hand
Paw,
grasp
yeah.
paw as he shakes your hand. Yeah. He goes, please, feel free to take some sort of water or something as you go. I'm sure you're going to be very busy with your time here.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, I probably need to get going, but I will stop by when I can. It's much appreciated for you to let me pull you from working hours.
Oh, no, but it's just new one there. That piece actually already works. We're just seeing how much he can mess it up before, things bad happen.
I see. Well, best of luck to the new bloods.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Varric.
Yeah.
Wander back off
He walks down.
through
Let's
the-
go, Scarred, and he points you out that same direction.
Question.
Yes.
One, I would have been doing so in a way to avoid just kind of like blending into the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
like noticeably not trying to draw attention. Two, how much of that did I catch? I would have tried to post up right outside of a window. I would have like quickly
Okay.
scanned, looked for a window, and then would have perched up
All right.
next to it.
I'll say, give me a finesse roll to like hide,
So, okay. Yeah, so I guess to hide, when I move it to a location where no enemies can see me, I can use my action to become hidden.
Okay.
So
it just happens.
yeah, I will just kind of hide, or I'll duck around the corner.
Daggerheart.
Yeah, I will just duck
Amazing.
around the corner, and then I want to kind of like listen in.
Okay, so I'll say, to sense instinct.
So that's 12 with fear.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh.
It's okay, guys. I've had a rule somewhere I can only have 6 at a time. So you guys are good to a point. What was your roll again?
12.
Okay. I'll say you would have heard everything up until they turned and went into that side room.
Okay.
So you would have
Specifically,
heard
the triple B veins.
Triple B, a mention of Vane, and then quickly turning and going into a side room.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
I just kind of
All right. You see him leave and starts to head out to the rest of the city.
I like to think this whole time, I'm just like, so exactly what are you?
I'm a fungrel.
What is your name?
Mortilbup. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alba. Alba Orsburn.
No, I don't believe that I met your clan.
You have
But
no
you're-
nose. You and I are very similar. I don't mind you anymore.
See, so many similarities. I think we should be friends.
I'll take it.
That look said so much.
I'll
without
take
saying anything.
And all you hear is a little flutter of going, I don't know about that.
The other
Do
one.
I get to
like
hear
it.
those? Do I hear those too, or just you?
I was gonna say, because we literally just shook hands, so and you're much taller than me, so I would assume that some of the little specks would have gotten on
One of
me.
the spars, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's that?
You hear voices from somewhere.
What are you
I
looking at?
thought I heard something.
I like it.
Anyway, I think.
He hears you.
Anyway,
As soon as you say, I think he hears you, you suddenly hear. Your name.
okay, I'm definitely hearing something.
You just see these two tiny little beetles pop out. One that's like gold and one that's very dark but shiny.
Hello there.
I'm just like, Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. This
Those
is Darcy.
Don't look like
Hello.
cats.
This is Darcy. Whatever he says, don't listen to him. He tends to be a little devilish.
Piece of shit.
Hush now, Darcy. And this is Basil.
Hi there.
He's nice. He's good.
I like you.
I like you too, Basil. Yes.
Basil?
Basil.
With an F?
Yes.
Okay. I love you. Everyone has a pet.
You are
Well, you
a
know,
man.
The world is my pet.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm just here.
You
They're
are a
all
goat
pets.
man.
Yes,
You are your own pet.
my knees go backwards. And I have square
I believe
pupils.
knees are supposed to go that way.
I have square pupils.
So I'm not a doctor of whatever you are, but please don't do that normally.
It's a little
So-
different.
Mortilbup,
Yes.
I'm trying to get down to the south. Do you have any ideas as a well-traveled fungi?
Well, I have heard rumors of a floating fungus island that kind of traverses between the islands.
So what I'm hearing is free and south.
Mm-hmm.
Take me.
I don't know if the season's right, but
I'm
should
gonna-
be about time.
Well, congratulations, you just got yourself a freeloader.
Wow. That's fine. I'm sure we will both be of use to each other. Speaking of which, you said you had a stomachache. I would like to try to heal those fingers of yours. I don't think that's healthy.
I've already tried. I've had between the fire burning and then, the frostbite, I don't know which one did more damage. But look, cool wizard figures.
Yeah.
I don't need a wand.
They're
I
intimidating, at least.
already have something that I can spellcast with. I
That
don't
is
really
quite
have to
impressive.
worry about it.
Just like, oh wow, just Naruto hand sign spells.
Shuriken!
Yeah, Sharingan with hand signs.
Yep, something like that. Anyway.
That's how it works.
Both animators go.
Yeah.
Everyone is cringy.
Express
Not
your
one knows,
disapproval in the
but I know that.
comments.
Yeah. Yes, well, I was going to suggest we go down to I heard there's a new alchemy shop in town, and I would like to get some new reagents. Perhaps?
Do they have things that burn?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go, Mushroom Man. Lead the way.
Alrighty. Start.
Alright.
Take big.
And I'm just kind of like following behind him, like.
Little skipping. You head off to an alchemy shop. And you walk down, I'll say, especially in this area, knowing this is an emerging magic. It is not 100% yet, but there are definitely people who have their own practices and things of, they've gotten equipment in and various ingredients. You walk past a shop that says, something's brewing.
Amazing.
And it's this little shop. It seems to be kind of like next to these like rather tall sort of buildings. And it seems to be a little, personal sort of magic and alchemy type shop. Yeah.
Quite a collection you have here.
Yeah. You open the door, you go in, you see a little halfling kind of like hand on the chin, just leaning over, like reading a book with these little glasses and short hair. He goes,
How can I help you?
I was hoping to top off on some reagents. I'm running a bit low on honey.
Honey?
Yes, is that a key part of this? This is
Ah,
a key part of my science, at least.
I think we have honey. It would be in the back corner if you go that way.
But,
Take it out. There's a couple different shelves. There's some herbs, and then there's
self-service shop.
some rocks, and then there's some honey after that.
Does self-service mean that I get to steal things?
No.
What does Darcy say?
You just said self-serve.
As in, you get it and you buy it here.
Makes sense. Bullshit.
Take it all. Take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stroll into the back.
Stroll to the back. As he said, there seems to be a thing full of herbs. There's a thing full of various rocks and stones, and then there seems to be a little honey section. Smaller shelf of stuff, but there's definitely a little bit of honey there. If you want to pick that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a big jar of honey. I grab a handful of rocks. Gonna look at the herbs, be like, I can find these in the forest. Walk up.
As he's doing that, I'm struggling to pick up one thing because of the lack of feel, and I'm just like,
Yes, do you have any reagents that you think could help fix that? I don't know what to call it.
Not that I know of.
I told
We
you.
just
All
sell
right.
the ingredients.
I already told you there's too much damage.
Yeah, you go over. You can pay. I think in here it's different with money.
Yeah, it's not
We're doing
specific.
hands.
So
It's-
you do a little bit of
handfuls
money.
of money.
You do a handful of money,
I know.
and you get your ingredients. There you go.
The wooden nickels.
And we'll do a little bit of a time skip to about halfway through the day, where you all have now instructions, I'll say, in your letter to meet at a specific building within the city. And you all, without even, realizing, I guess, that you met the people that you're going to be meeting up with for this job, you see turning into the same pathway.
I think
these
I
people.
probably would have already been there.
Okay, so you posted up
Would've-
against the
I would
building.
have scouted out.
I'm sorry, we might have to part ways. I have a bit of a job to do.
I also have a job to do.
You don't say. So
You
much
got-
in common. We must be friends.
Do you have this letter?
I do.
Are you my stalker?
Not that I know of.
Did you follow me down from the mountain?
No, I came up from the south.
No way. You all
Another
too.
friend, and hello, good boy.
Did you get the dragon scale and ropes as well? Yeah, yes.
Yes. Yes.
I
As you hold up.
see them in your hands right now.
Yes.
Curious. Oh, look, the
Aren't you
angry
that
one from
strange
earlier.
fellow who followed our friend here.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't like food. I thought that was
That
awfully
thing
strange.
speaks.
I have a tongue. So yeah.
So does that thing. Does it speak?
I mean, he speaks to me.
It shows both of its
The other face
tongues.
is just
I know how to use words.
Good. Good for you.
congratulations. I don't know why you would have to say that.
She's doubting it.
Yes, well, it's nice to meet your acquaintance. I'm Mortilbup.
Cool. It's called name's Kai.
Ah.
Kai. Now tell me before we all go in there, where did you guys find your envelopes? Mine appeared rather mysteriously. For my own reasons, I'm here now, but I'm curious if it was just as mysterious for you, or if you know whom we are about to meet.
Showed up on my desk. I read it.
A bird dropped it on me and then wasn't nice enough to tell me who sent it before it left. Quite a rude bird.
You don't say.
What?
At least it didn't poop on you.
Mine technically wasn't actually my letter, but there was a dead body going down the mountain, and he had a very, very nice rope.
Did you kill him?
No, though. I did not.
That was my question.
I
I
did
s-
not do it.
Perhaps you're sharper than you seem.
Do not remember the whole when it gets cold, things die, going down the mountain, it's cold, things die. I just happened to have the letter on me and it said go south.
All right, shoot yourself. Well, I'm not going to pry very hard, but it sounds like no. None of us know our benefactor.
As you guys suddenly hear,
Name, please.
as you look, and a slide comes from the door behind you.
I extend my hand into the little slit. Hello, Mortilbup.
We'll take a quick break there.